Hello and welcome back. Britain's Prince Harry said it took years for him to realize that unconscious racial prejudice existed, and his eyes opened as he spent time in his wife Meghan's shoes. The prince spoke in a conversation about racism with Patrick Hutchinson, the black activist who was photographed by Reuters carrying a white man to safety during a brawl between anti-racism protesters and extreme opponents, right in London in June. Harry told Hutchinson that he saw him as a guardian angel, protecting everyone at the protests. Both men said there was still work to be done to overcome discrimination of all kinds. An unconscious bias of my understanding, my upbringing, I had no idea what it was, and I had no idea it existed. As sad as it may be to say, it took me many years to realize it, especially living a day or week in my wife's place, Prince Harry said. This is exactly the reason we went there, Hutchinson said. My friends like Jermaine Facey, he was the main guy who orchestrated us to go there because he got off at the previous stop, where the policewoman was. Unfortunately fell off her horse, and the police accused the young protester with the horse, and I think she fell and got her horse. And he saw what had happened, and he looked around and realized there was no old people, older leaders, or wiser individuals to calm the young. So he tried to get a bunch of us together. We tried to get a lot more than the first 5 that were there that day. There were only 5 of us who came to cry, so we went there as a group, and we were really there to just oversee things and make sure those young protesters weren't doing anything they did when we regret later. That was the main reason we were there. He didn't just want to protect the young black protesters, we were the ones protecting everyone. And it turned out that someone from their other side, at the end of the day at that point, you forget about all the rest of the people, and you want to do what's right at that exact moment. The unconscious bias, from my understanding, having the education that I had no idea what it was. I had no idea it existed, Harry said in the chat, taped last week for a GQ magazine report. And then, as sad as it may be to say, it took me many years to realize, especially being with Meghan. Harry and Meghan, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, have spoken out on race issues several times since stepping down as active royals at the end of March and moving to California. Hutchinson, 50, told Harry that a friend who had been on previous protests where a policeman was injured had gathered a group to see if they could help keep order. It was us who were protecting everyone, and in fact someone on the other side. I would do it for anyone, and I would do it over and over, he said. The prince asked him how he felt about continued opposition of anti-racist protest. It's frustrating, said the father of 4. It just makes you wonder why people have such a hard time understanding what we're all looking for, the quality side of things. Thanks for watching, goodbye, and see you again.